This video, I'm gonna do my best to try to convince you to change your outlook on this whole chasing virality thing. Because there is something out there that's way easier, it's way less time consuming than chasing all of these trends and hoping it works. And it also brings you more of what you ultimately want. So for this video, hashtag screw virality. That's what I'm going after today. So let's get back to our deserted island real quick. Here we are. It's a tropical place, quite wonderful. Maybe we've got some coconuts in the palm tree. And here's you, happy you, the spiky hair, just kicking back. No responsibilities, not a worry in the world. Until you realize, I'm thirsty. I need water, bad. I like this drawing. So you find yourself on this deserted island and you only have one of two options to go with as far as how to quench this thirst that's rising up quickly. You can either, one, have a hurricane come through, or you can start digging a well. So let's start playing this out. In this first scenario over here, again, you, happy, although you're needing water, H2O, baby. I need it, and I need eyes. So then you start asking for this hurricane. And what starts happening? Because black clouds are blue in this scenario, you start getting rain. It's moving this way. It's coming towards you. And you start to go, hooray, this is awesome. I am loving this. Yes, I can stand a little bit of storm if it means I get the water that I need, okay? And then you over here on this other side, again, thirsty as all, H2O, baby, I need it. And you look over this way and you see that the ground is a little bit wet, blue. And so you start making your way over and you realize, ta-da, there is water here. Check. We are happy about that. But, oh no, I have to work for it. We don't like that. We don't like to work. That's not fun, but we have water there. So in this situation, you're pretty stoked. The hurricane seems like the right way to go. And so now we play this out a little bit more and back into our scenarios here. And now this is you curled up into a ball in the fetal position, and you are not happy because these clouds, this is wind by the way, is not fun. And this tree is starting to lose some of its limbs because the hurricane is really kicking up. And now you're thinking, this is too much, right? Right, this is too much. But over here, you're over here. Let's put our little well situation in here that we're starting to dig. And you're over here like, man, I'm thirsty. And here's your shovel. It's a shovel. Did you know that? You're over here going, this is hard. And I don't like this. I'm thirsty now. But you realize you can still get little drops of water for you to consume. So some is better than none in this scenario. Then we come down again and we're in the spot where now you are here frazzled with the spiky hair. It came back and your tree has been decimated. You have no shade anymore. You're stuck. And as the clouds roll out and begin to take off, you are left in a overly soggy, overly messy place. All right. And now you're like, that was fun, but just only for a minute. Good, now bad. That's what's happened with the hurricane, right? But over here, you worked hard for this thing. And what ended up happening with this well is you actually built it up to be a pretty cool situation where now you've got water coming out, maybe not spewing like a volcano, but all of this untapped water that was underneath the island, you now have. And you had to work for it, yeah, but now you have all of that and you are a happy guy, a very, very happy guy with a thumbs up, right? And you were like, I could do this and, I can water my tree. And so it's got more shade. And so now I'm good and I can live on with my happy, merry life. These two scenarios are the difference between going with, and looking at the iPad here, just stick to one simple color here, going with virality, trying to go viral versus strategic, evergreen approach. All right. Now this is a drawn out scenario here to explain the point, but you see for most people trying to create content for social media. They're trying to promote their business or their brand in hopes of either getting more attention, more leads, or just generating more revenue for their business. That's the overall goal. So zooming out for a second to realize that. With that fact, these exact people that are chasing these trends are getting chewed up and spit out by the algorithm because they're trying to emulate these tactics that might help them grow their business about this much. So yeah, let's say that chasing virality and using all of those trends and tactics to try to get more attention, bring more leads, get more revenue, it works like, let's just say 1% of the time. And for any business purposes, because it really does come down to math if we're talking business here, 1% return on the effort that you're putting in or likelihood of success, that's a pretty stupid bet to place. That's not what you would do. However, using video content to drive growth is an extremely proven winning formula. And it also doesn't require you to go viral or hop on the trend train in order for it to crush for you. So let's just agree for now that virality is this hurricane and it does more harm than good. Okay, so let's look at how we can actually create videos that do help us and we don't have to worry about hopping on and off the trend train and figuring out how to make that work for us, okay? So the next logical question becomes, what types of videos actually will help me with my effort of building my brand or my business? It goes back to your ideal audience or your ideal customers. What are they looking for? What's the type of content that we can put out that they will resonate with? Okay, that's a little bit of marketing 101, but again, as I say in a lot of videos, it's important that we understand this foundation at a base level before we start talking about tactics or any of the fancy stuff, okay? So here's some great video ideas to help get your gears turning on what you could be producing as far as video content to help drive the growth that you're looking for. What you could do is you could turn your common questions, your FAQs as they call it, frequently asked questions, you can turn that into videos. And what's cool here is not only putting it on YouTube, but then you could even embed this stuff on your website, which makes your website kind of a bit more interactive, and it shows the personality of your brand because they're seeing you on camera, at least if that's the way that you go about shooting the videos. Another thing you could do is just record yourself doing your job. We see this on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and even TikTok. Like, it pops up on my feed all the time of these guys that have pressure washing businesses, and you just watch them do a time lapse and it's like this ASMR of them cleaning off these dirty driveways, and then they go and they do the edging around the driveway and the sidewalk, and everything just looks so pristine and perfect. That is great content that a certain audience type is gonna really enjoy. Or even think about interviewing your clients on a podcast. Podcasts are all the rage, they're not going anywhere, and if you haven't started, it's not too late. Video podcasts are rock solid. You can use them in a bunch of different ways. But here's the kicker that a lot of people don't realize. When you interview your clients, what you're able to do is you're providing your clients with content that they can use in their marketing efforts potentially, because you're asking them about their business. You're asking them about what makes them stand out among their competitors. And it's great because now they get that exposure to your audiences because they're on your content, but it's also content that they can use. It becomes this win-win where both parties really can benefit from that process, and it makes you look really, really valuable to your clients as well. You're providing more than what you promised when they signed on as a client. And as we know, Business 101, if we can over deliver on the value that we promised them in the front end, the better. And the last example would be maybe just vlogging or just showing the behind the scenes of your day-to-day, which can really build a bunch of trust and rapport. There's a lot of people that are now choosing to work with companies or buy from certain brands because they've already seen their content online. And maybe it's something as simple as just setting up the camera while you're doing your office work, your emails, and maybe you're live streaming, which is a huge advantage. And there's a lot of the big players starting to do that these days, and it's working out really well because the more that we are uploading, the more that we are live on the internet through making content, the more chance for exposure, new attention, new trust to be built, familiarity, that obviously just cascades into opportunities for new customers and business growth. And even though we're equipped with all these ideas now, social media still feels like a trap for most overworked business owners because the content is here one day and then it's pretty much gone the next. We know how the feed refreshes so much and so often. But I'm not saying don't use social media for your business. But again, I need to repeat, be smart with the time and efforts spent on your content creation. You don't need to get all willy-nilly with chasing the trends. Remember, screw virality. That's not what we're trying to do. But with our focus on making strategic content, like what we're mentioning above in those examples, then there's a lot of advantage that's going to start to take place for us. So let's go back to the iPad and let's look at this. The first one is you're gonna have a longer shelf shelf life. That's a clock. It's just gonna last longer because your content is honestly, it's more evergreen. These trends, they die off so fast. So that, boom, is a huge win. The next thing that I don't know how to illustrate is you're not reliant on the trends. You already have a strategy in place, so you never have to worry about like keeping up with staying on the bandwagon or any of that junk. That train is full. Too many people on that train as it is, and we're seeing that people really appreciate more authentic, strategically thought out content now more than ever. Another huge thing that I can demonstrate here on the iPad is it's repurposable. So you can make one video, this is our little YouTube play button here, and then what you can do is you can start to spawn out all sorts of different videos from it, and it becomes quite the thing. And I am huge on content repurposing for this reason, among others. And the last, but probably the most advantageous perk of this strategic content creation is the fact that it starts to work as a lead magnet. Here's my magnet. It's pulling people in. They're coming towards you in droves. And what's awesome about this is it can happen while you are asleep in bed, enjoying yourself, because all of this content is out there working, which makes this a huge advantage. High leverage with your content. Huge reason why I love it. And it's not just me that swears by this. I mean, why do you think so many other business owners are using YouTube in their content marketing efforts? It's because it works if you're smart about it. And of course, if you want to jump on the trend train, feel free, but you're going to fizzle out and it's not going to really help you. You're going to get little spikes of growth at most, and that's it, but then it will die off. And if you want to do that, what I suggest is getting into a strategic scenario first, making strategic evergreen content that caters to your audience in a way that builds that trust and familiarity. And then with your free time, if you have any of that, feel free to jump on any trend that you want to and see if you can make that thing go viral. That's up to you. You do you. And the plain truth here is that we are really entering into an era now where businesses and even small creators are making big money with their content online, whether it's monetizing it directly or using that as a marketing component for their business. And this is exactly why I offer content success coaching calls. This way we can work together to figure out the best path forward for you with your content creation efforts so that it can actually help you make progress in what you're trying to accomplish with your business or your brand. Or you can simply just subscribe to this YouTube channel. It is 110% free, and I'll continue to put out great videos like this for you. So let me know if you enjoyed this, and I have plenty more videos coming out soon. So make sure you're subbed up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.